So we're here to introduce our woman in tech, Miss Esther Joshua. Please give a round of applause for our woman in tech, Miss Esther Joshua. So I would like to introduce her. Esther Joshua is a driven network security engineer with a strong passion for both networking and cybersecurity. She focuses on designing and maintaining secure network infrastructures while proactively defending against emerging cyber threats. Her expertise includes network protocols, firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and endpoint security. Esther plays a key role in ensuring enterprise networks remain resilient, secure, and optimized for performance. She is skilled in identifying vulnerabilities, troubleshooting complex network issues, and implementing best practice for both security and efficiency. Beyond her technical skills, Esther is a strong advocate for women in technology and is dedicated to creating inclusive spaces within the cybersecurity field. She is particularly interested in the role of artificial intelligence in shaping the future of network security in Nigeria and around the world. Good evening, Ms. Esther Joshua.
Hi, good evening.
Please, we'd like you to take over now. Our superwoman in tech.
Okay, thank you very much for the introduction, Mrs. Ronke. My apologies. Hi everybody, how is everybody doing?
Okay, fine.
We're good now, we're good now.
Just a minute, please. Okay, please verify if you can see my screen, although it's loading now, but you should be able to see.
You're seeing it.
Okay. So, very quickly, my name is Esther Joshua, and I am super excited to be speaking today. I am a network and security engineer with over 2 years experience in cybersecurity, IT, and cloud security management, as well as networking. Today, I'm going to be talking about something very dear to my heart, and that is the role of women in tech and security and how we can lead in AI innovation right now today. All right. Despite the fact that it doesn't seem as important, right, but it is very necessary because Nigeria is the biggest African tech hub, but women still remain underrepresented, right, in this space, especially in AI, cybersecurity, and networking, right? So here is the thing. Networking is not gendered. It is driven by ideas, creativity, and passion. And I believe that we're having the right skills, the mindset, and opportunities. More Nigerian women can lead in the field today. All right, so let me just dive into the slides very quickly. So this is the topic. I've already spoken about me, and Mrs. Ronke has done a great job. But I want to emphasize on the fact that technology is not gendered, right? It is driven by ideas and passion. So men do not own technology, men do not lead technology because it's not gendered. However, your ideas and your passion for the field is what will distinguish you. All right, so very quickly, I'm going to be talking about the current landscape of what we have right now, the skills you need to acquire, the opportunities, the challenges that women face, and we're going to address all of this as we go on. All right, so globally, right, only 22% of AI professionals are women. That means that only out of 10 people, barely 2 women are AI professionals or are AI even driven or understand what AI is and what AI can. And when it comes to cybersecurity, the numbers are even lower. In Nigeria today, only about 15% of cybersecurity professionals are women, when it comes to networking as well, about just 10% are women. All right. And even in my current company where I work, I'm just the new one in the ICC. In the ICC, it's just crazy, right? Despite the fact that Africa is the biggest tech hub, or rather, Nigeria is the biggest Africa's tech hub, right? The gender imbalance is literally glaring. Like it's out of this world. And women are underrepresented when it comes to senior positions in technology, when it comes to being an IT manager, being in a position of power when it comes to networking or tech as it were, decision making and AI research, right? Women are really underrepresented, are really, really underrepresented. And I can understand why that is, because there are gaps that need to be talked about and why those gaps actually exist. Right. First of all, there's this gender stereotype where most women talk about, oh, this tech bro, oh, this tech guy, right? Most women believe that technology is a male dominated space, it is a male dominated area, right? Which is not true. And then there are also limited role models, because it is said, or rather it is implied, that, oh, okay, technology is for men or it is male dominated, right? There is this lack of role models, visible people who are actually into tech, that actually talk about tech, that are women. The numbers are really, really few. All right. And then we also talk about the networking gap, right? There's a networking gap when it comes to women going out for tech events. Oh, okay, I want to go and network, I want to go and meet this person for advice, mentorship, and all of those things. Women traditionally lack access to that information.
Miss Esther Joshua, just a quick one. Just watch out for
Okay.
people in the waiting room because you're the host
Okay.
now to admit them. Apologies.
Okay, no problem. Okay. Then workplace culture and biases, right? There's discrimination, there is male dominated workplaces that do not allow women to grow. There's this unconscious bias, right? Let me give you a perfect example. Where I work as a network and security engineer, all right, and I also do a little bit of IT support and IT administration. All right. So when there are critical situations, they always call for the men in my department. And most times, right, the men in my department say, oh, Esther, you can do this, go and do this. And when I get to the people who actually call them, I'm like, why didn't you just call me? Like, this is literally my job. Right? This is why I was employed here. But they're like, we didn't know you could do it. Or we didn't think you could. And I'm like, what do you mean by you didn't ask me before, right? So there's this unconscious bias that, oh, okay, because it's technology, a man should be better than a woman, or a woman should not even be prior to this kind of field, or this kind of, because of the unconscious bias, as it were. All right. Then I'm going to be talking about the skills you need to have. So they are divided into soft skills and technical skills. All right, soft skills and technical skills. Just a minute, please. I want to confirm that there's nobody waiting. All right. So I was going to talk about some key skills that you need to thrive in AI and security. There are some skills you cannot just wake up and say, okay, I want to be an AI person. So let me go and work into any company and apply. They will not take you seriously. All right. So there are some skills you need to have. There are some soft skills as well that you need to have before you can call yourself an AI professional, a cybersecurity professional, or a network engineer, or a security engineer. All right. So first of all, when it comes to technical skills, you need to have cyber security fundamentals. You need to understand what the fundamentals are, like network security. Okay, how do I guard my network? How do I ensure that I have limited access? Okay, how do I ensure that I have limited access? People have limited access to my network. How do I ensure that there's proper network segmentation? Incident response is very important. Disaster recovery plans and methods are very important as well. Just when it comes to cybersecurity fundamentals, you have to know, oh, okay, is this a hacker? How do I avoid a hacker from entering my network? How can my network be so secure in such a way that my critical infrastructure is separated from my regular network, if that makes sense, right? So I don't go too deep into cybersecurity and networking, but you need to understand the fundamentals of it, right? And then there's also cloud security. Most organizations do not necessarily have a physical infrastructure. Most organizations know how much it costs to buy a physical server, right? So most organizations have cloud storage. They buy cloud storage online, right? So you have to learn how AWS works, how Azure works, how Google Cloud works. You'll even be surprised that some data centers who are meant to like have quite a number of servers still use cloud to store their information. So you have to actually sit down and understand cloud. Cloud is really important when it comes to cybersecurity, when it comes to AI. All right. So yeah. Um, Then we're looking at AI and machine learning basics. You have to understand Python. You have to understand a little bit of data analytics. All right. You're going to have to understand AI model representation depending on what area of technology you have to learn. All right. So I wouldn't necessarily say, okay, you have to understand everything. Quite frankly, AI, cybersecurity, networking, programming, data analytics, they are all part of technology as it were. But however, they are divided into different types of technology. It's not just one technology, they are divided into different types of technology. All right. So somebody can be a data analyst and still be in tech, but would not necessarily understand what somebody in AI is talking about. But they are all in tech. They are all one body in tech. All right. Then we're going to talk about ethical hackers, right? Ethical hackers and ethical hacking and penetration testing. All right. When you're talking about ethical hackers, like let me think like a hacker. I have configured a secure network, right? That's what I configured a secure network. And I'm to find loopholes, right? As which a hacker can use to come into my network, right? In cybersecurity, they call them honeypots. So you basically put honeypots in your network in such a way that, oh, okay, a hacker would think, oh, okay, I have access to their critical infrastructure, not knowing that, okay, something that was actually configured to lure the hacker, not knowing that, okay, there's nothing in that particular place that the hacker went to. I don't know if that makes sense. I really hope it does. And then penetration testing. You are testing the strength of your network. You are testing the strength of your security, right? You need to understand the tools you need for all those things and all those, yeah. And then you also have AI governance and risk management frameworks. This is basically all I've been talking about when it comes to security. Risk is your greatest friend. You have to understand the entire concept of risk and how it affects your network, and also how you can use AI as a tool to help your network or to help your security or to help you as an individual. You get me? Yeah, I hope I'm being audible and being clear. Then we go to security, a bit soft skills, sorry. We go to soft skills. So for soft skills, you also have to learn problem solving and critical thinking. You're gonna have to be able to think on your feet. Like I said, how can an hacker enter my system? That is critical thinking. They're not, they will teach you that in school, but not up to the extent at which you need it. All right. So you're going to have to learn critical thinking. You're going to have to learn problem solving. You're going to have to learn how to communicate, how to talk to people, how to talk to your stakeholders, stakeholder management. You're going to learn about leadership and mentoring. You're going to have to learn decision making and bias awareness. That, oh, okay, because I'm a woman does not mean a man is inferior. I have to prove that I know better than a man. Nobody sent you that one. You're just meant to prove that, okay, you actually know why you are here. So you have to be bias aware that, okay, I am not being biased. All right. Then you're also going to have to stay updated with trends, security trends, and AI trends. AI keeps developing every day. Technology keeps developing every day. There are new levels to technology. There are new levels to AI, and you should be able to stay updated with all these trends and security threats. All right, then certifications. I cannot overemphasize the importance of being certified. All right, so let me give you an example. Around last year, I was applying for another job, right? And on the application form, they literally put it was an oil company to be precise. They literally put that if you don't have about 3 certificates in relation to this job role outside your BSc or your MSc or whatever, right? You should never bother applying. And I was like, wow, really? And for some other interviews that some of my colleagues have done and that I have done, certificates have always been a big deal. So for you to show your employer that, oh, okay, you actually know what you are doing, you have to have some certifications that back you up. So we have security plus, Comptia Security Plus, you have ISC 2 squared, you have AWS security, you have AI certifications, you have as many certificates as possible depending on your chosen technology field. All right, then we move to AI opportunities in Nigeria and innovations. AI is transforming a lot of sectors, if not every sector. AI is transforming the healthcare space, transforming the agricultural space, transforming the security space. AI is entering every part of technology. Recently, I was asked a question. Somebody was going through, I don't know if it was my LinkedIn or a particular social media page of mine, and the person texted me and she was like, okay, I recently learned that you were a former front end developer. Why did you change to become a network and security engineer? And my answer was very simple, but also very weird. My answer was because of AI, right? AI is taking over the programming space very, very fast compared to network and security. Not saying that it's not going to be relevant, it still is. I mean, people still pay people to build applications for them. But the rate at which AI is entering and taking over people's careers and people's jobs is alarming, right? Not to say it's a bad thing, it's actually a good thing if you know how to use it for your good and for your better development, and also for you to use it to know how to stay relevant in this current space and time. All right. So then there are some noticeable projects for people who want to enter AI, who want to enter security. Data Science Nigeria is one of the leading AI education platforms in Africa. Their mission is to train over 1 million people in AI, and they are really serious about their goal. So you can check out their website, you can check out their portals to apply to be a volunteer or to be a trainee, so they can train you on AI abilities and what AI can do and all of that. All right. And then there's also AI for Good initiatives. These people particularly focus on health and security, how to use AI to improve people's health in rural areas, poor people's health, people who don't have money to afford their own health care. How can AI help them improve on that situation? All right. And obviously their security as well. All right, then we'll move to opportunities for women in AI and security. There is an increase in demand for cybersecurity professionals. With the current cyber threats in fintech, healthcare, and governance, there's a need for AI profession or for cybersecurity and AI professionals in Nigeria and in the world in general. I can remember last year, right, when my dad traveled and he called me and he was like, "Oh, Esther, how far? How are you?" And I was like, "I'm fine. Like, why do you sound so excited?" And he was like, that he wanted to let me know that he had a friend who he was talking to over in the abroad, and the friend was telling him that, oh, okay, one of the church members who is into tech recently entered cybersecurity, and this company flew into Germany or whatever to start like helping them with cybersecurity, and he's making big money. And apparently, as at the time, the guy was like 21 or so. He was like, "So why can't I enter cybersecurity?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's part of what I do. Thank you very much." But you can see the actual need of cybersecurity professionals and the willingness for them to even give you a better life once you prove that, okay, you actually know what you are doing and you have things to back it up. All right, so there's an increase in demand for cybersecurity professionals. There is also AI innovation in critical fields, if not all fields, all sectors. AI literally entered almost all sectors, right? There's AI in healthcare, there's AI in agriculture, there's AI in fintech, there's AI in restaurants, there's AI almost everywhere you go to, right? So AI is literally the new oil and gas, like Nigerians like to call it. All right. Then there are also leadership roles for ethical AI and governance. Women need to understand that they can lead conversations in AI deployment, fairness, and privacy, data privacy. All right. AI can help you do a lot of things. And women need to know that they can stay on top of conversations, they can start trends, talking about why AI is important, deployment of AI in people's businesses, the fairness of AI, global AI, and global data privacy. All right, women need to understand and realize that, oh, okay, they can actually do these things with AI and they can lead conversations. Leading is very important. They can lead conversations, they can become the conversation themselves. All right. And then we have global remote work and opportunities. There are literally so many opportunities for women when it comes to tech, even in Nigeria today. There is a platform where they call Women in Tech Networks. Right? They give scholarships to people who want to write international certifications in technology and all of these things. They will prep you, they will help you, you just have to apply. They don't collect application fee, they don't collect anything, you just have to apply, letting them know, oh, okay, why you actually want to have the scholarship and why you feel like you are eligible for the scholarship. All right. And then most Nigerian women are securing remote roles with international firms. So you can even apply and work from your house when it comes to technology. And you can win scholarships, just like I mentioned earlier. Then, like I mentioned before, there are challenges that women still face, but that does not limit you because you are a woman. I understand that there's gender bias and there are stereotypes where women think, or people generally think, that AI and technology is a male dominated area. That is not true. True that there are limits when it comes to mentoring and networking. However, women can still be on top of that. They can go out for tech events. Like in Lagos, I was recently told that at least once in every 2 weeks, there's a tech event going on somewhere in Lagos. All right. So you can leave your house and go out for tech events, talk to people, and have mentors that will be able to tell you, oh, okay, this is the field you should go to. This is what you should do next. You have problems. Oh, I can call this person to help me solve my problem. All right. Then there's also workplace discrimination, right? We understand that has been happening for years and years to come. We understand that these are just challenges, they are not limitations, they do not limit you. However, you can have the mindset that technology, like I said earlier, is driven by creativity, right? You have to be intentional about yourself and who you are as a person, all right? And then there's also access to technical resources, right? Most women in rural areas lack access to relevant information, lack access to trainings and internet connectivity, all right? And then there's the mental health and workplace balances. Well, when it comes to mental health, that is a long topic for another day. However, I understand that tech jobs can be high pressured sometimes, but like people say, what a man can do, a woman can do better. All right, so yeah. And then my call to action for you guys who are listening to me today, right, is that first of all, do not underestimate your ability to lead in tech. That is very important. You are designed to be a pace setter and you should not underestimate yourself. You should not think, oh, okay, because I'm into tech and I'm the only person in my office, so I'm the only girl who actually wants to be tech that I know, does not necessarily mean that you cannot lead in tech. You can basically start from your LinkedIn profile, start talking about tech. open a YouTube video, start talking about tech, apply for tech intern jobs that will enable you to talk about tech, that will enable you understand the concepts of tech. You can take free courses. There are courses on NetAcad that are free. There are courses on AWS that are free. You can literally sit down. All you need is a computer, or you can even use your phone and a mindset and a willingness to learn. Once you have that, you can literally lead in tech. Then you can also join at least one women in tech community this month. All right. So women in tech, like I said, there's a platform I mentioned earlier, Women in Tech Nigeria. There's also Data Science Nigeria.org. You can visit these sites, right, and also ask them you want to volunteer, you want to be part of their projects, and I'm sure that they will attend to you. Then you can also start a tech blog, you can start an AI project, or a research about cybersecurity. Why is cybersecurity helpful? Why should I understand cybersecurity? What can cybersecurity do for me? You can just start learning about cybersecurity, reading about cybersecurity, and see how much or how best it will help you. All right. Then there are advocates, or you can be an advocate for policies promoting gender balance in tech. All right. You can start that on social media platforms where you always put about gender balancing in tech, right? Tech things, okay, you need to have a female um network engineer, a female security engineer. If like there has to be gender balance, you have to be an advocate for gender balance. Promote policies that talk about gender balance. All right. And then if there are any question and answers, here it has been an amazing topic. So I'm just going to check chats to be sure if I have any questions or not. I don't think I do. But if there are any questions, please you can let me know with a show of hands. All right. Or you can message me on LinkedIn or my email address, estherjoshua@chsg.com, and I'll make sure to reply to you. So always remember that the future of AI and security in Nigeria is female-led, it is invasive, and it is ethical. Remember that technology is not gendered, it is driven by ideas, creativity, and the willingness to learn. All right. Thank you so much for listening. It has been an amazing one, and I can't wait to hear from you. All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Miss Esther.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ma. All right. I think that was just justice. That was just justice. And for those watching on YouTube, you can contact her on our LinkedIn. It's Esther Joshua. And then if you need advice, you get some CompTI certified, or you also just need career advice, especially the ladies. This is shared on different platforms on the Open Young Entrepreneur Summits, on the Open Tech community, and other platforms that will watch this. And even for ladies outside the country also, that maybe you're in a job and you want to switch careers, please do reach out. We have our academy next webinar coming up on the 1st of May. We're going to be having Mr. Ibubichi, praising work from London, is going to be joining us. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate it. All right. Have a good night.
Thank you
Thank you.
guys for listening. Bye.